Good afternoon, everyone. This is John, and I'm going to be rambling about hockey. And cue the music. Uh, and like I said, we in this channel we're not that high tech, so I don't even know how to cue music in. Um, but but I am downstairs in my basement. So the lighting is not that good down here. But as always, I like to go through some recaps, and then three games that I like to get through. Um, I think will be a good matchup, and I will like to get through one game that obviously I call it my wild card. Those It's that game that you or any other hockey fan may not think it's a good game, but I think it's an interesting matchup. Of course, I usually go through three games and one wild card, but I'm gonna cover today and tomorrow, so it is so hard to find three games, three games for both days because there's so many good matchups. But before we go into that, we'll just go into a quick review. The recap. The first game I like to review recap is the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Tampa Bay Lightning. I originally said I think it will be a good game, or a closer game, because I think last time those two teams played, I think Toronto absolutely spanked the Lightning. But what a difference home ice made. Those of you who watched that game, it was the opposite. The Lightning actually spanked the Maple Leafs this time around. It, do I think if these teams meet in the playoffs, do I think this will change my mind about who wins? Because I originally had Toronto winning in 6 or 7 games. I will have to say, when the Lightning are playing like that, it's kind of hard to to bet against them. Um, they are the two-time defending Stanley Cup champions, and they have experience in winning these big games. So it's so hard. It's kind of hard to bet against them, especially if they're playing like that, and especially if Vasilevsky is playing like he is. So, and that game, that game was so that game was so frustrating to watch. Not only was it a blowout, but it's like every every it seems like every minute players were getting in a fight, and after so long watching a blowout and watching a fight every minute or two, you're like, I wanted it for them to quit fighting so the game will hurry up and end. But but then you but it seems like Maple Leafs players seems like the Lightning players were really chirpy that that night against the Lightning players. So that just escalated. Uh, yeah, I'm struggling to think right now. It's Saturday, and I just got off of work not too long ago, so I'm struggling to think right now. But but anyways, and then you also have to consider that the Maple Leafs were playing without without Austin Matthews, and if he is if they play like that without him, he is going to win the MVP this year because he is hands down the best player. If he can make the Toronto Maple Leafs that much better, and the Toronto Maple Leafs are noticeably that bad without him, so this solidifies his case as MVP this season. Tampa Bay just absolutely wiped the ice with Toronto. If they may meet again in the playoffs, do I think that will happen again? I don't know. It it will be one of those series I will not be surprised either way, whether the Maple Leafs win or the Lightning wins. It would not surprise me at all. And then another game I looked at is the Penguins and the Bruins, and like the Lightning, what a difference the home ice made. The Penguins of course won, and it was a shutout. I think Casey DeSmith had 50 some saves in a shutout win. So if you were a fan of good goaltending, that would have been the game to watch. So he was impressive. The game was kind of boring, but it was an impressive display goaltending nevertheless. And then a couple other games that I caught was the Wild and Canucks. I am down here with my dogs, so they may make an appearance. Anyways, was the Wild and Canucks, and this game was competitive until probably the third quarter, and the Wild kind of took it over late in the third period. The goaltending was alright, and I'm normally a big fan of the combo of Talbot and Fleury, but in this game Talbot was clutch when he needed to be, but Talbot never had a very good performance, and it was a really good game until the third period, and then I think then the Wild kind of blew it open late. And then the next game is that I watched was the Flames, and who did the Flames play? I totally forget. Was the Flames and Stars. It was an alright game. Of course, the Flames won. The Flames with that win as won the Pacific Division. Congratulations, Flames. It was a decent game to watch. I'm not going to go into too much detail on that. And then my wild card was the Rangers and Islanders battle for New York. I thought the Rangers would win close. It was, after so long, it seemed like the Rangers got off to a hot start very quickly. It was 3-0, but it was. But then after that, the Islanders settled down, and it was fairly competitive game. Of course, the Rangers doubled them. I think it was like 6. It was like 6-3, I do believe. I don't quite remember. But it was about New York, and every road team won that game, one of their respective games. So the Rangers beat the Islanders, and I'm not going to go into too much detail about that game either. And then another game I forgot to mention was was the Oilers and the Avalanche, and I predicted that the Avalanche will continue to skid because at this point the Avalanche really has nothing left to lose. So so I picked the Oilers to win when the Oilers did win. It was it was a competitive game for most part. It's just the Oilers was just a better team that night, and I think they won the final score of 5-2. So it was their congratulations on Evander Kane's hat trick. I'm not a big fan of the guy, but anytime he can get a hat trick, that's impressive. So congratulations to Evander Kane and his hat trick. So what else is going on? Oh yeah. Um the three games that I think are good matchups today is it is 319. So so the matchup between Boston and New York Rangers is happening today, which I think is going to be a good game. Two playoff teams. Let's see if the Bruins can come out with. Let's see if the Bruins can actually show up after getting shut out by the Penguins. Let's see if they can come out with a better effort. Let's see if I'm kind of curious how New York will come out. I actually have them picked to win, to go deep in the Stanley Cup. I'm not necessarily win it, but to kind of go deep in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Um, so I think that is one first matchup. The second matchup is the Second matchup is the Panthers and the Maple Leafs. Let's see let's see if the Maple Leafs can bounce back from that horrible performance against the Lightning. And last time these two teams played, they were really fun to watch. And